Which Sex and the City star has never been married? And who walked down the aisle 3 times? Why did Sarah Jessica Parker end her relationship with John F. Kennedy Jr.? And who recently became a second-time parent at the age of 65? Hi, I'm Janet, and you're watching OSSA. Cynthia Nixon as Miranda Hobbes. Fiercely independent Miranda took a long time to settle down with her baby daddy, Steve. But when she did, she found true happiness. For actress Cynthia Nixon, who played Miranda, love came early. She met Danny Moses, the father of her first 2 children, at high school, and the two ultimately dated for 15 years. They broke up in 2003 while Nixon was filming the final season of Sex and the City. Nixon's reps were quick to say that there was no infidelity on either side and that the split was very amicable. The two just grew apart. Nixon's next romantic partner initially shocked fans. She found lasting love with a woman, education activist Christine Marinoni. Speaking to the Radio Times, she said, "I had never dated a woman before or even kissed a woman or anything. So when we started seeing each other, Christine kept waiting for the other shoe to drop, for me to panic about what this would mean to my career or myself, as if somehow I just hadn't noticed that she was a woman." Yet Nixon reportedly urged her publicist and manager to confirm their relationship to the press. For Nixon, it was simply about being with her person. "I feel like it was her," she told The Advocate. "It wasn't something in me that was waiting to come out. It was like, this person is undeniable. How can I let this person walk by?" While Nixon has repeatedly said she wouldn't marry Moses because she loved him too much, she decided to take the plunge with Marinoni. The two married in 2012, a year after Marinoni gave birth to the couple's son. In 2018, during her campaign for New York City governor, she revealed that her oldest child with Moses was transgender. Born female, her daughter Samantha, now 23, identifies as a man, and his mother is right by his side. Nixon currently stars alongside Sarah Paulson in the new Netflix series Ratched, set in 1940s America. Nixon plays Gwendolyn, a political press secretary in a same-sex relationship with Nurse Ratched, played by Paulson. The similarities are not lost on Nixon. To actually get to see a couple played by 2 women who are themselves gay, it's a big deal, she told Variety and iHeart podcast The Big Ticket. If you want to know more about how Ratched is different to all other Netflix series, check out this video on Awesome Movies. David Eigenberg as Steve Brady. Steve's love for Miranda, even when she treated him badly, was inspiring. Sure, they faced their problems, but Steve and Miranda had a special kind of love. Sex and the City's producers, in fact, wrote the character of Steve with David Eigenberg in mind. Like Steve, Eigenberg is warm, down-to-earth, and dedicated to his family. He married Christy Kotick in 2003, and they now share a son and a daughter. The two met at an army base where Eigenberg was doing a meet and greet. "I saw this woman with her little black beret, and she was just amazing," the actor told Chicago Splash. Eigenberg proposed after just 3 months. Well, like any couple, they've had highs and lows. After 17 years of marriage, the pair are happier than ever. Kristen Davis as Charlotte York Goldenblatt. The character who wholeheartedly believes in the power of true love, Charlotte ultimately marries her divorce lawyer, Harry. In real life, Kristen Davis has yet to walk down the aisle. Over the years, Davis has been linked to many famous men, including Alec Baldwin, Liev Schreiber, Damian Lewis, and screenwriter Aaron Sorkin. Yet she's never found a relationship that stuck. In an interview with Haute Living, she said that before having children, stability wasn't her main goal in relationships. "I wasn't looking for a man to be stable. It wasn't in my fantasy. I was looking for adventure. I love creative people, and those are the people I've been with. Those are the qualities I've been drawn to in the past." Yet now, she said, that's completely changed. Speaking to Jada Pinkett Smith about motherhood on an episode of Red Table Talk a few years back, she said, "The time was ticking, and I wasn't really thinking about it. I was working. At 38, which is a little late, I feel deeply that I need to be a mother." Yet she was already 46 when she secretly adopted her daughter, Gemma Rose, in 2011. In 2018, Davis added to her family, adopting a baby boy, Wilson. Better late than never. "I certainly intellectually feel like I'd like to have another romantic relationship, but I don't know how to make the day-to-day of it happen. I don't have time," she added. Dedicated to her charity work, Davis is a Goodwill ambassador for the UN Refugee Agency and a patron of the Sheldrick Wildlife Trust, which provides hope for orphaned elephants. She also recently became a producer and host of reality show Labor of Love, about a single woman in her early 40s hoping to start a family with or without a romantic partner. Davis herself has certainly proved that the latter is possible. Evan Handler as Harry Goldenblatt. Charlotte's unlikely perfect match, Harry, was one of a kind. Actor Evan Handler, who's been married to Elisa Addy, an Italian-born chemist for 17 years now, says there are lots of parallels between him and his character. "My life was mirrored in the fictional Goldenblatt existence in several ways," he told Bankrate in 2009. He struggled for years to find the right woman, even writing a book about his 27 breakups with just 10 women. "But I got married to a non-Jewish, non-American right around the time Charlotte met Harry," he said, "and my wife and I had a miraculously conceived baby daughter right around the time Charlotte and Harry did in the film." Talk about life imitating art. Kim Cattrall as Samantha Jones. A sexually liberated woman with few boundaries, Samantha Jones puts the sex in Sex and the City. In fact, fans counted her sexual partners. Now we know that Samantha Jones slept with 41 men and 1 woman during the 6 seasons of the show. Actress Kim Cattrall embraced the role, although she reportedly did find some scenes challenging. Speaking to the Today Show, she said, "There were so many scripts I thought, how the hell am I going to do that?" Yet she channeled her character's confidence and pulled it off, so to speak. Cattrall herself has been married 3 times. With her third husband, musician Mark Levinson, she wrote the book The Art of the Female Orgasm. Samantha would be proud. In an interview with Piers Morgan, she reflected on her personal relationships, saying that they were hugely affected by her career. "I look back and I think, at the time, there would also be enough time to spend, especially in my relationships with my partner. And there never was. And I never made it a priority. I put work before them." Cattrall also revealed that she and Levinson had considered using IVF to start a family, but it was the grueling hours on Sex and the City that made her abandon this idea. The two divorced in 2004. In the last 4 years, though, Cattrall has found happiness in the arms of Russell Thomas, a British hunk she met at the BBC. The actress, who describes herself as a Liverpool-born, Canadian-bred New Yorker, relates to her boyfriend's British heritage. "It's just so easy," Cattrall recently told People magazine, speaking about Thomas, who's 14 years her junior. "I'm very comfortable around him. He's a firecracker, and he's got a wicked sense of humor, and he's easy on the eyes. I love him, and he was worth waiting for." Cattrall is once again igniting TV screens. She's currently starring in the new Fox Southern Gothic family drama, Filthy Rich. Jason Lewis as Smith Jarrett. Model/actor Jason Lewis played model/actor Smith Jarrett. The man who was there for Samantha like no one had been before. The hottie was a fan favorite. Lewis, in fact, recently proposed to his partner of 4 years, producer Liz Godwin. The setting? A beachside cliff at sunset. Who could refuse that? Speaking to People magazine, he said, "She creates space for me in which I grow, and I am a better man for knowing her. So the humble ask to take her as my wife, and of course her yes, are absolute blessings to my life." Sarah Jessica Parker as Carrie Bradshaw. After a very active dating life, Carrie eventually found her happily ever after with Mr. Big. In reality, Sarah Jessica Parker settled down much earlier than her on-screen alter ego. She's been married to actor Matthew Broderick for over 23 years now. This couple has one of the most successful marriages in celebrity circles and still has regular date nights. They clicked almost immediately when they met through Broadway theater company Naked Angels in 1991, which was started by 2 of Parker's brothers. In a recent joint interview with CBS Sunday Morning, the couple acknowledged their rapid connection. "From the first time we were together, we've never been apart," said Parker. The two hosted a surprise wedding in 1997. The bride wore black? Her ruffled black Morgan Le Fay dress has since become iconic, but Parker has since admitted she regrets her wardrobe choice. She apparently wore it to avoid drawing attention to herself. We're not too sure that she accomplished that goal. On the couple's 20th wedding anniversary, Parker shared a beautiful wedding photo on Instagram, writing, "Monday, May 19th, 1997. It flew by, baby. Good golly, I love you. XXX, your wife." The couple also shares 3 children together, 17-year-old James and 11-year-old twins, Marion and Tabitha. The twins were born via surrogate as the couple battled to conceive naturally the second time around. Before COVID-19 hit, Parker and Broderick were actually set to return to where their love story began, Broadway. Acting together for the first time since 1996, Broderick and Parker were performing Neil Simon's comedy play, Plaza Suite. After a successful run in Boston, their first Broadway preview was set to take place in March, on the very day that theaters were shut down in response to the pandemic. Talk about bad timing. Speaking of timing, Parker was actually part of another Hollywood it couple, long before she met Broderick. She famously dated Robert Downey Jr. for almost 8 years. The two met on the set of Firstborn when they were both just 18 years old. There was a huge amount of time spent making sure he was okay, Parker said, speaking of his drug addiction, which eventually tore them apart. Afterwards, Parker had a short-lived relationship with the now late John F. Kennedy Jr., yet the constant paparazzi attention was too much for her. "I never had any idea what real fame was until I met John," she told the New York Times shortly after the romance ended. Later, she called their relationship the Kennedy fiasco. We're glad she ultimately found her Mr. Right in Mr. Broderick. Chris Noth as Mr. Big. An unreliable charmer until he realized his love for Carrie, Big was larger than life. Although it also took him a while to settle down. Actor Chris Noth is now a one-woman man. He's been with 38-year-old Canadian actress Tara Wilson for 18 years. The two met when Wilson worked at the actor's New York bar, The Cutting Room. They share a 12-year-old son and married in a Hawaiian beach wedding in 2012. In 2020, at the age of 65, Noth became a father to their second son. Before settling down, Noth dated supermodel Beverly Johnson and had a rumored romance with actress Winona Ryder. While he's found his happy ending, Noth admitted that he found the endings of the Sex and the City movies overly sentimental. "I really hate corny stuff, and it could be because I'm a little bit of a cynic," he said in a podcast about the movies. Like, the whole thing at the end of the movie in the shoe closet? Hated it. He's of course referring to his proposal to Carrie with a bejeweled Manolo Blahnik shoe. Which real-life love story is your favorite? Tell us in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and stay awesome.